So this clip, this picture quote came to me today. Dane here of Access Consciousness, you might see it below. It says, if it's not ease and joy and glory, choose something else. And sometimes that can get on our nerves, right? Like, oh yeah, like I can just choose something else. Oh yeah, like I can just go choose to get on a flight out of my existing reality. Yeah, right. But you know what? There is total truth to this saying. If it's not ease and joy and glory, choose something different. So what I want to do today is demystify what that means. Okay, there's so much going on when we look at Facebook and we look at people's social media things, and they're flying across the world, they're doing this, they're doing that, and it seems so far away from what we can possibly choose. But I'm here to demystify that. Because sometimes when we look at that, we're like, oh, I can't just choose that. But what if you could? And so the whole thing about choice is being, knowing, and doing something different. And so what's happening is when we start to contract and we're like, someone says, well, choose something different, and our whole being does this. Like, I can't, I'm stuck in my life, right? What if you're not stuck? Maybe perhaps the doing part, right, is not happening yet, right? We can't do something physically different quite yet. And so there's two more stages before the doing part can really even actualize. And that is the being and the knowing. And so energetically, what can you choose? What can you choose emotionally? What can you choose mentally? What can you choose so that you get an alignment with the physical reality you'd like to play in? Okay. Now, the only reason we choose a physical reality is because we think it's going to bring us joy. And so we want to play and go different places and do certain things because we think it's going to bring us joy. And sure, why not? Let's play on this planet with lots of different possibilities and events and situations. Great. Cool. But really what's going to give us joy is being in alignment with the energy of joy and ease. So when someone says, choose something else, are you willing to choose for ease and joy in your life? And what does that feel like? What does that energy be like in your body? What does it be like? What does it feel like in your field, right? So when someone says, here's a little example my husband gave me earlier, because he's reading this book. He's really into the law of attraction right now. There was an exercise that says, start feeling into how much money you'd like to play with in your life, okay? So, it goes into, millions or billions, right? And then go into like what wouldn't feel comfortable and like how low that goes. And notice what's going on in the body. Notice what's like, does your body kind of do this? Does it shy away from it? Are you comfortable in the energy of, say, like a million or a billion, right? Or notice what your body does. And so to actually create something different, you have to be in the alignment of the energy of it first. And so if you get overwhelmed, you're like, I really want to go travel the world, right? I want to travel, I want to get on a plane and just go around the world for a year, and like, so want to do that, but I'm stuck in my life. I don't have the money for that. But our thinking mind can't create the possibilities, but the universe can. So the job we have is to get that thinking mind and all its limitations out of the way and just be the energy of perhaps going around the world. So we'll just play with that. So what is going around the world? Like, does that excite you? Does that feel enlivened? Does it feel like, oh my gosh, the connections and friends and the places and how does that just start to get all your juices flowing, right? That's the energy and the beingness that you can choose every day. You can start that right now. And when you start being in alignment with that energy, then the coolest part is life starts to give you awareness of possibilities of how to make this trip across the world happen that your thinking mind never would have thought of. And so we really have to choose to be the energy of the choice we want first. So if we want to choose more ease and joy in our lives, what is ease and joy to you? And is there a block to it? Is there kind of a little like a little stuckness to receiving ease and joy? And then that's a place to play in. So that's a place I work with in my coaching practice with people. Like once we play with, this is what I want to align with, but what's keeping you from receiving that, and you start to feel a little we play there and we start expanding that out. And I have a toolbox of tools that we use, from access bars to Reiki to somatic voice, singing work, chanting work, question, verbal processing, lots of different stuff, body processes, lots of things to go in and see how do we get that little stuck energy that's keeping you from receiving and being in alignment of the energy of shifting your life with the choice you want to make. But some of us don't even get there. Some of us here choose something different and we contract right there. What is that? So a lot of times we feel like a victim in our lives. We feel like, I've noticed that people feel stuck. That feels that life is happening to them. And life I've noticed is that it's just, there's kind of I have no control over anything. I have no way of making this any better. But the interesting part is like, if you have an expectation, sometimes that's sabotaging. That's sabotages what really can show up. So when you're into doing like manifestation work and really creating your life, one of the great tools I learned from Mary Morrissey is you say what you want. Say like, I'm so happy and grateful to have, this trip around the world. Or something better. Because when you say or something better, it allows the universe to give you awareness of things that you never even could fathom would grow you in ease and joy. So this is interesting. I've kind of had it in like an opposite way. Through like these past 8 years, I've watched a lot of colleagues and stuff like just launch their life, and it looked like it was like launching into like, just travel and classes and just a lot of physical change in their lives. And, in the beginning, 8 years ago, I was kind of like, I was kind of looking on it with envy and longing, and did so much work around actualizing and, visualizing. And at the end of everything, I would say, or something even better. And guess what my better is? My better is actually nothing really has changed physically. But what has changed is the trajectory of the evolution of my soul, the amount of inner peace and fulfillment I can have right here, right now, without any change even happening. So I know some of you would be like, what? Like that's not getting me around the world. But the thing is, like going around the world becomes less significant. So as I've been playing with more choice and creation in my life, what I've noticed is my life is getting simpler and simpler, and I am getting more joyful and an allowance of it. And that's a really beautiful choice too. So it's just like, you never know how it's going to show up. When you make the choice for more ease and joy in your life, it may look like trips around the world and exotic things like that. Or it may be that your home life and where you are exactly as you are becomes so beautiful to you. So, yeah, so choice has to do with being, knowing, and doing something different. And a lot of times we forget those two parts, the being and knowing, and we go right to the doing. And we do the doing from our limited thinking mind, our conscious limited thinking mind. And so really what has to happen in choice is to go to the being and knowing first. And actually to the being the energy of the choice first. We have to be the energy first before a physical reality can actually show up. So when next time you look at, a Facebook ad that says, "Do you want the life of your dreams?" and it shows someone like laying on a pool, and that seems exciting to you, what is it about that picture that's super exciting to you? And get the energy of that and become in alignment with that every day. If you have to look at that picture every day to get in alignment, great, do that. But the energy of the beingness and the alignment of the energy of looking at what you want and make a different choice comes from that beingness first. It first comes from the choice of like, I want something different. Universe, I'm choosing something different right here, right now. That's the choice. And then tuning into what is it that you want different, And really, like, again, we're just looking at different physical realities because we think it's going to give us more ease and joy. So each picture, you look at a travel magazine or you look at a health magazine, you want a certain body, you want a certain lifestyle, you want it because you think it's going to give you ease and joy. So, really, what you're choosing when you make any choice in your life is, I want ease and joy. These days I'm really choosing, I want the evolution of consciousness and soul and truth in my life. That's where I'm really choosing to lately. So whatever you're looking at physically, there's always something else you're truly longing for. And being the energy of that first will give you the awareness of all the possibilities that the universe is willing to give you to align with that energy. And it may or may not be a perfect physical match, but rest assured, you're going to feel different and you're going to have more ease and joy. So whatever the physical reality is, because you're asking for it. And, another little story, 4 years ago, I guess it was a lot more than 4 years, but probably like about 8 years ago, I was really wanting Reiki. I really wanted to study Reiki. And I was looking things online and nothing was becoming clear to me. This was before 2014. Nothing was becoming clear, but I just knew that I really was curious about Reiki. I just felt the pull. And then I got into some other work and, my spirit or my being said, I am choosing Reiki. And then I let it go. And I got into a whole different body of work. And then after 4 years, what I realized was that I was still curious about Reiki. And guess what happened? I got offered to study Reiki past the master level to go into like an extra master training for 1.5 years with 3 people to continue it every month, to do shares and to do this all by donation. So this was like, yes, I thank you universe, thank you to my Reiki teacher for this like immense like blessing and lining up with my choice of being the energy that is Reiki. It came to my life. Boom, there it came. But I let go of how and why and how it was going to show up. I made the request. I said, yeah, I want to choose Reiki, but I didn't know exactly how it was going to come in. The interesting part is when it did come in, there was a new energy that came to Reiki, holy fire. And it is so cool because the holy fire energy is a very different form of Reiki. It's a very different energy. And that's really where I lined up. And so if I went into the doing without really feeling the being and the knowing of my choice, I would never have had this opportunity with Holy Fire Reiki. Let alone, I would never have been able to line this up. Like a year and a half of training with the same people, going deep with deep vulnerability, deep release, deep healing. It was a gift of a lifetime. I still to this day bow down to like how that came up for my life and how it's changed me in so many ways, and everything I've wanted to choose in my life has been coming through this channel of Reiki. So it's been super, super cool. But my point in bringing that story up is, wow, like you just never know how it's going to show up, and your thinking mind doesn't have all the answers. So it does require some patience, perhaps some faith. And so, yeah. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say today. I don't think I have too many people on this, but if you're watching this as a recording, I hope it was a contribution. And this is the kind of work that I do with clients. I have a new program called Renew You, and it's 3 coaching sessions in 3 months. Let's see, 3 months. Each month you get 3 coaching sessions and email support and all that kind of stuff. But this is the stuff we're working on. Where are the blocks in your life? Where do you feel unfulfilled? And the things that you desire aren't showing up. And what's happening, right? So I do life coaching, and I use Reiki, and I use voice, and whatever it takes to support you in getting unstuck, right? Find the ease with choosing something different in your life. And it is so possible. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll put the link down to my new program. It can be done live or in person or in Zoom. So I can do it for anyone across the globe. So, all right. Well, here's to choosing ease and joy in our lives. There's a little mantra by Access Consciousness that I made into a song. Let me see if I can remember it. All life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. Bum ba dee da, bum ba dee da, bum 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 ba. All life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory, and glory. All life comes to me with ease and joy. So may it be so. And tune into the energy of ease and joy and see where the block is to just receiving and being that energy first and foremost. And then how does it get even better than that? Okay.